These 4-4-2 tactics are actually insane. Today we're going to be looking at my 4-4-2 tactics, and these are primarily for when you're wanting to attack your opponent, not necessarily just for when you're behind in games. I do sometimes use this to start with, but it is very aggressive. You're going to find yourself on the front foot, pressuring your opponent, and hopefully forcing them into some errors to get some goals. Guys, as always, if you do enjoy this style of video and you want to improve at FIFA, please do leave a like rating and also subscribe, because we do upload daily videos helping you improve at this game. It is time for a quick giveaway. If we can hit 100,000 subscribers before Christmas Day, I will PayPal one of you guys £1,000. All you have to do to enter is subscribe. Good luck. So starting off, we're going to have a look at the tactics I am using. So it is a 4-4-2 press after possession loss setup. And the reason I like this is because I feel like on this game, you don't get punished enough for using press after possession loss. Your players don't get that tired. They're not out of position too badly. And overall, just the benefit you get from using the press after possession loss, it's massively more beneficial than the small negatives that come with it. So press after possession loss is what I would recommend. 60 on the depth. I don't really see too much difference between, this and changing it to 55, etc. But I've just found that 60 is a good balance for me. I enjoy it. On the depth, like I say, this setup is going to be for when we're trying to be on the front foot, trying to dominate games, and it just makes sense for the depth to be pretty high. If you're seeing out a lead and you don't want to let your opponent back into the game, this is not the setup for you. However, if you're wanting to dominate, attack and create chances, 65 depth is a pretty high one. Not too crazy, but definitely more on the aggressive side than not. Balanced on the build-up play. I have had a little mess around with some of these other ones, and nothing just feels as good as balanced. If you are going to use one of the other ones, long ball's okay, especially with a player like Haaland. He's going to try and just run in behind and hold the ball up and just that sort of thing, but I do recommend balanced. Chance creation, direct passing. I've explained this a few times in the past, but for those of you that do not know, basically what this is going to do is it's going to push your opponent's back line deep into their box. So when you're on the edge of their area trying to create chances, you're going to find that they're sat so deep, you've got opportunities for long shots and extra passes in order to get easy goals. Width, no specific reason that I've gone with 62. I just thought I'd throw something on and this seems to work. Like I say, you don't feel a massive difference unless you drastically change it. But obviously with the 4-4-2, it is a formation that has natural width anyway, so you don't need to ram this up very high. But at the same time, if you have the width too low, it's just going to feel like you've got 4 centre mids, and you definitely don't want that. So 62 seems to be a good balance for me. More so than last year, I like to have the players in the box up higher, and it's not something I previously liked to do. However, I feel with how bad the dribbling is in this game, because it's hard to create, you sort of need men going forward, and 7 is a reasonable number. You're going to have a lot of attacking options, whether you're crossing the ball in, whether you're just waiting patiently on the edge of the box, you're going to have support with this amount of players set to get in the box. Corners and free kicks, I've put this up a little bit higher. I do have a corner technique. If you guys want to see that, let's smash 100 likes on this video and I will release my corner technique. I'm scoring a lot with them. If you've got your big players like Haaland, Van Dijk, etc., it is extremely effective. So for me at the moment, 4 on the corners and free kicks, and that is purely because I have found a way to whip the ball in and win a lot of headers, basically. So this is how I line up in game when I'm using the 4-4-2. It's not ideal that I've got Maldini as a fullback, because obviously going forward he's very poor. However, you will see that I have the fullback set to stay back anyway. In terms of the personnel that you want in this setup, for your strikers, you want them to be quick and decent in the air. because you're going to be getting into a lot of crossing positions in this formation, and heading, as you guys may already know, is super overpowered in this game. If you can get some good crosses in, you know, it's very important. In terms of the left and right mid, you either want them to have a 5-star weak foot or play them on the side that they're going to be crossing the ball on. So, for example, if you've got a right foot player like Thankyou on my team, you're going to want to make sure that he's on the right mid, because you're going to want to whip those crosses in, and you want them to be as accurate as possible. You don't want to be let down by a 3-star weak foot, for example, which is why I've got Thankyou on the right and then Ousmane Dembele on the left. You need quick wingers for this, because you're going to be trying to get them in behind to then either cut the ball back or cross the ball in. Your strikers will get involved a lot, but the main time they're involved is when you are cutting the ball back into central areas. So the build-up goes out wide, and then you cut the ball back into the middle. So quick wingers, quick strikers who are also good in the air. For your centre mids, in a 4-4-2, I always feel like you want players who can do it all. So they need to be able to attack and defend. Zidane is perfect for this. If you're on a lower budget, players like Kevin De Bruyne, who are just good all-rounders, like not the best defenders, but capable enough, and then they make up for it in the attacking department. You want them to be quick, because they're going to be getting up and down the pitch a lot, contributing in attack and defence. So the key position, if you like, in this formation, in my opinion, is the wide players and then also the centre mids. For the fullbacks, we are going to have them set to stay back. However, they do sometimes get involved, and you are going to want to make sure they're at least decent on the ball. Maldini, like I say, is not ideal for this, but Cancelo is very, very good for it. Comfortable on the ball, good enough defending. And yeah, when it comes to the centre-backs, you just want them to be quick and good in the air, and that's the same for any formation in the game. It's very important this year that your centre-backs are good in the air, because everybody is just going to be crossing the ball in to Erling Haaland. So finally, we will have a look at the instructions. I've just got stay forward on the strikers, and then on one of them, I have them on getting behind. The reason I don't have both is because I feel like the getting behind is not that good this year. However, it does still have a place. If you've got a player like Haaland, you don't always want him getting in behind. You want him holding the ball up a little bit and then playing the ball to someone like an Mbappe. So I feel like having one of them on mixed and then one on getting behind is a very good play. In terms of the centre mids, just have them both on cover centre. You want them on balance attack as well. Like I say, they're going to be contributing in attack and defence, so you don't want them on stay back, and you don't want them on get forward. You definitely don't want them on drop between defenders. So balance is the play for that. For the left and right mid, you basically just want getting behind. You can, if you want a little bit more defensive stability, have comeback on defence. The issue with it is when you do win the ball back, they're going to be pretty far back to the point where, you know, they're going to need more time to actually get involved in the attack, which is why I just prefer balanced, basic defensive support. And then stay back while attacking on all of the defenders. And that is it. I think this plays real nice in game. You guys will have to let me know how you think it does. I think it's really good for if you're chasing a lead or if you just want to play aggressively. It's a really, really good setup. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and peace.